Well guys, I'm just gonna have to deal with it being 1,000 degrees. Not 1,000, it's 106 today. The Dodge dealership told me that I needed to replace my rear suspension, so got new rear suspension. These are the Monroe OES Spectrum. These are the OE Spectrum rear struts for the 2012 Dodge Journey. I'm going to be installing these today, which is going to be fun because it's so hot. Which also means I have to clear out the back of the car. So the steps we need to take to get to the suspension is up in here. But to get these side panels off, we have to remove the seats. So first, let's take this piece off since I've got the camera here already. There's some weather stripping. We're just gonna pull that up a little bit. Just up to there is fine. And then same on this side. Okay. Then we're gonna pull this plastic panel out. This just has pop connectors in it. Couple clips on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips on the bottom. Then we've got to remove this third seat. Lift up. Oh hey, there's a gumball or something. And then behind there, there's some clasps. Alright, there's the trick. So you have to let the third row seat fold down a little bit so you can relieve the pressure off the back of this. And then it's like a pressure clip. So you push it backwards a little bit and lift up. And you can feel right in here when it releases. There we go. So third row seat is out. And hey, there's some money back here. And those bolts are right there. There's one there, and then there's 2 more on that side. This is a good time to vacuum all this out or blow it out. I'm gonna probably end up vacuuming it. While we're in here, there's these little covers right here that need to come off. These are on both driver and passenger side. And that was easy. So do that for both sides. Once you're done taking those little panels off, grab yourself a nice tall glass of Arnold Palmer and take a nice refreshing drink. That's delicious. Now back to work. Here on the back are a couple of screws. This is just inside the tailgate area. And these need to come out for this panel to come out. And there's one over here. And we do have this cigarette lighter here. Not sure if we need to worry about that yet. Worst case scenario, we just pop it out, unplug it. But I'm gonna leave it in there for right now. If you look down here, it looks like these panels go pretty far down. It looks like we're gonna have to remove this whole piece and the back seats as well. Firstly, we have to pull this piece out, which is gonna be a bunch of little nuts there that we gotta take off. They're probably 10 mil. And then take this whole piece out. So clear that out, take everything out, and then this whole piece will come out. There's 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side, and they are 10 millimeter. You just take this little plastic grommet off, then you can get to those. Now that those 4 are out, we'll be able to lift this up, but it's still attached by the carpet up here. So we'll just need to fold it forward. Now we can access these 4 18 millimeter bolts to get these seats out. Might be able to do this by myself. Let's give it a shot. No, I'm gonna need my helper. Oh. That works, I guess. 1, 2. Lift up. Up first. No. You don't need to see me vacuum it out, but I'm gonna vacuum it out. To get this panel off, we need to pull off this trim here. And then pull the weather stripping, just so it's out of the way, to there. Same on the passenger side. Right under here, there are screws, and there's one on this side. Right under here. These are just Phillips head screws. And along with these two, we'll undo that one up there. With those 3 clips out, we should be able to just pull this away from the side panel of the vehicle. So after we pull this panel off, right behind here where this cigarette lighter is, there's a little clip. Push that in and plug it there. This whole piece should clip out. There we go. Move the seat belt out of the way. And we can remove the panel. Hey, look, a nickel. Find all kind of treasures when you're cleaning out your car. And there's this padding piece that you can pull out. Now for the passenger side. All 3 screws are removed. And once again, this piece that sticks out, that's just a bolt that goes through. We don't need to remove that. Looks like this is where the rear blower motor is. So if you ever need to access the rear blower motor, it's right here. First step to removing this blower motor, right down here, there's this little red plastic piece. It's usually in that position. It needs to be pushed over, and then you can press right there and unclip it like that. All right. Then we can move this out of the way. I'm just gonna put it right there, I guess. 65 degrees. All this stuff wouldn't be melting on my hands. There's 2 green clips right under here. All right, those 2 clips are removed. Wires out of the way. There's only one thing holding this in. 10 mil. All right, let's take this 10 mil out. Right here, in between the motor and the tubing, there's another 10 mil that you gotta take out. All right, so right up here is a pressure clip. Got it. That piece of the tubing comes out. We can't remove the whole unit here because there's AC lines going to it, but we just needed to get it out enough so we could get this cover off. I took the cover off already. Now we need to remove these two 15mm nuts. On both sides. After we take those nuts off, get yourself a jack. If you have a towing hitch, put it right under there. Make sure you chock the front tires, lift that up, take each wheel off, and then right under here, this is where the suspension hooks in the bottom. Undo this right there. We're gonna bang on that. We're gonna get this bolt out, and then the suspension will come out. And then just lift it out. There we go. Rear shock is out. I picked this up from my local parts store. This is a Strut spring compressor unit guy. All right, that was much quicker. So right over here, you've got the bolt in. So what you do, put it in and put the top in first, then move the bottom to where you need it. Put the bolt through, and the bolt goes towards the rear of the car. Then the nut goes on the back of that. Then, once we get all this crap out of the car, we need to put those two nuts back on the top. All right, there's driver's side done. All right, passenger side's done. Next we need to put in the cover for the fender. And then the AC goes back to where it was. That took a little while, but the AC unit's back in. Just gotta bolt it down. Don't forget to plug these back in. There's this one here, and then the little red clip. And that. There's the two green ones down here. And then the white one right here. All right, perfect. Next we gotta get this piece back in. This is the ducting for the rear AC. Stick that on there. And now that we're all vacuumed out, this cover goes on here and it tucks underneath the carpet over on this side. I think from here I can start putting the panels back in. Driver panel needs to slip past the seat belt and into place. Don't forget about the 12-volt power source. Plug that in. These clips are fairly easy to line up. Just line them all up into place and then snap them in. And then for the back has to slide up under here. So you kind of have to manipulate it so that it does that, just like so. Check all your edges, make sure they're good and flush. On these clips, there's two with a short screw and two with a longer screw. The longer screw goes in the front. and the short screw goes in the back. Push those little clips down, push the metal piece down, and then we got to get that one screw that's up there too. Put the weather stripping back in, and then put the trim piece back on. Make sure you look at all the little details. It's the little details that matter with the weather stripping. And then this piece goes back in here. Now we're at this step, putting this trim back on. Passenger side is all put together, all put in, weather stripping and trim. Now the rear weather stripping. We don't want to go all the way with this weather stripping across here because we still have to put this panel back on. And before we put that panel on, we have to put the rear everything in. I think now it's time to put in the rear seats and the tray that goes right here. Foam piece back in before I put the seats in. The box is kind of in. The next step is going to be to bolt down the seats. And to do that, you got to find where they bolt down inside. So this is how the chair looked before. That's where it's supposed to be. So I need to gently slide this backwards until we get it into place. Then add the 2 bolts. We've now moved to the back of the car, and we need to lift this up out of the way and add a nut here, a bolt here, a bolt here, and a nut over here. And then we'll tighten those down accordingly. Now that those 2 bolts and those 2 nuts are tightened down, we'll put the tray back in and bolt this down. All right, since we're essentially done with the back, we can reinsert this piece here. Alright, that piece is in. Now we can add all the weather stripping back in. Okay, all the weather stripping is back in. This whole back part is done. Apart from I need to put this headrest back on. There we go. Now to the back seat again. We need to tighten these bolts down. Okay, those are in tight. And I just realized I made a mistake. I don't know if you can see it over there, but the seat belt right here is not attached to there. So I have to undo that, put the seat belt link on, and then retighten that. Now we can tighten it up. Let's not forget about these little trim pieces that go in here for both the passenger side and the driver's side. Alright, let's see if I can even get in this car. Now we've got to put this seat back on. Thanks. Thanks for hitting me in the face. just double checked everything. It's all good. That is how you replace the struts on a 2012 Dodge Journey. I am exhausted, I'm hot, I'm sweaty. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys next week.